Hello, hello. Yeah, were we on the ending screen? I might have left it on the ending screen. I never clicked over to the starting soon screen. I was on the ending screen. We're doing a great start to the day. Well done, Cassie. I'm picking that up. Oh, that's a good sign. That's a good start. No, that was me just opening up OBS and hitting go live and not actually thinking, hey, you ended a stream and you always open up OBS on stream ending and you need to switch it to stream starting because they are identical except for one says stream ending and one says stream starting. We're doing well. Doing well. I hope you're all having a more functional morning than me. I might have stayed up rather late last night playing Sims, so you know, brain is not braining, but it's such a rabbit hole, that game. So easy to get lost in, so easy to spend all the time in it. So I'm just gonna like undo my plates every time I hear back. Oh my god, I played Sims for 2 days straight. Oh, you missed out on Sunday, Cassie. We were talking so much about The Sims here. Like, all day it was all about The Sims because I've started playing it again too, and a bunch of us also play Sims. It's because my cousin messaged me because she's just been getting into Sims, and so I started getting back into The Sims, and then I was mentioning it in chat, and a bunch of people were talking about The Sims, and yeah, so... Hi, Mandy! So it's been good. Good. Everyone in the Sims mood at the moment. Well, it usually happens when there's a new pack release as well, because I find there's a lot more people, like, even if they're not getting the pack, they're just getting a lot more into it because there's a lot more hype around the new pack. Which I do like the look of the new pack, but I won't be buying it until it's like way reduced on sale. Because I never buy them till like 50% off. They're too expensive. It's too much behind a paywall. I hope they just fix the bugs soon because there's so many little glitches at the moment. Like the fact that you can't drag dishes to the sink. It's like, I need you to fix that, please. I don't have my Sims cleaner. I chuck out the plates. Now I'm dropping the mic. We're doing good this morning. We're doing good. How am I feeling today, Mandy? I'm feeling really good. I'm going to turn that music down a little bit for me. Let me know if I need to turn the music down for you guys. I'm finding it hard to talk and think straight today. I'm having a brain day, which is always a good start. But, yeah, like, pain level wise, can't even tell. Can't even tell. We're doing great post-surgery. If you weren't here Sunday, I ended up doing a stream. I started an hour later than normally streamed, but I decided I would stream. I was feeling really quite good, and I was like, I'm just going to sit here and colour anyway, so let's stream it. And it was really fun, and I'm really glad I did. So we did some work in the magical Lands of Lauramia, which we're going to try and finish off this page today, and maybe even work on something else. You were sleeping? That's quite alright, Mandy. It was very impromptu. I wasn't planning on being back at streams so early, but genuinely I'm feeling so good post-surgery that I was like, you know what, let's just do it. And yeah, basically for those that weren't here on Sunday, my op went really well. The absolutely straightforward, minimal blood loss, like they had the ICU booked for my breathing because they were worried about me and my size and all this stuff, and nah, textbook classic, easy peasy, straight through. I was booked to be in the hospital for 2 days, and I was out the next morning. Well, it was a bit later by the time I got picked up and got all the paperwork signed, but basically the next morning they're like, yeah, you can go home, because we're just healing so great. And honestly, like, I've been walking like around the block. I've been doing lots of stuff. Like, Mum was telling me off the other day. She's like, you need to be on bed rest. And I went and lay in bed, and I threw my back out because I had been in bed too much, because I kept on saying, I need to go for a walk. I feel like I need to go for a walk. So yeah, I did. Now I've been going for a walk. I walked up to the supermarket yesterday, which is like 2 blocks away. So 2 blocks there, we're on the supermarket, 2 blocks back. So yeah, doing great. I still feel it when I try to lift stuff, so I'm not lifting anything over a kilo, because I feel it. Like we have a 2 kilo yogurt pot that I have lifted, but I feel that. I still feel it when I stand up and sit down because that uses my core muscles. I still feel it when I go and do bathroom things because that uses core muscles. So I can, like, I know I'm still healing, but generally speaking, my back is more painful than this surgery. My joints are more painful than the surgery. So yeah, for the surgery, not even on any of the pain meds they gave me. I'm on my regular pain medication. Like nothing for the surgery, nothing like that. So yeah. Hi, Colouring Bumblebee. Oh my gosh. So, y'all, I was watching Jess's beautiful video this morning with the mid-year colouring review, chicken, titles, words. I'm having a bad word day. Sorry, Jess. But I was watching your video. And Jess pulls out this as one of the books in her thing. Spoiler. But one of the things that she mentioned that I did not realize Jess had done is that there is a translation for all the Japanese in here on Jess's colouring Ko-fi store. So if you want to go and get everything translated and maybe throw Jess a couple of bucks to say thank you for doing that. But it's there as a document that you can download and add in. Because I was sitting here thinking I really should go through this book and translate it, and then Jess just happened to mention it in the video. So thank you, Colouring Bumblebee. It's on my list to grab later on because I need to put that in my book. And it's like, that is so smart. Thank you. Vi! Hello, hello. All the words at the same time. No, it's too many words. Too many words. It's too many words. Yeah, no, I'm just having one of those brain days, and my glasses just won't get clean no matter what I do. I might need to find some alcohol wipes. This is a dirty alcohol wipe that I use to clean the desk, but if it lifts it off, maybe. So yeah, so basically surgery went fantastic. Recovery's going well. I also got a phone call from one of the surgeons yesterday, and the results are through, prelim results, and apart from, you know, some endo cells, there was no like cancer, no infection, no nothing, no nasties, just tissue. So we also got the all clear as well, which is great. So yeah, now we're just on recovery time. I went back to work last night as well. I had my first shift at work, and yeah, we're just carrying on as usual, just mostly making sure we don't do any heavy lifting and upsetting Shadow because he can't get his uppy cuddles, and he's very, very, very upset that he can't have all the cuddles. He ran into here and he jumped onto the chair behind me earlier because he's like, it's a way to get up. It's like, yes, and that way I could give you some cuddles. But he was still very upset. He could not stand on my stomach and then do his usual thing where he puts his head up here and like leans on my stomach. So yeah, he's feeling it, but he has to survive. There's a couple of times I've been down for a nap and I've woken up to Shadow on my stomach. So he's very determined. I'm trying to work, but very casually. Also working on getting more YouTube videos queued up for publishing. Well done. I know you've got a lot of a backlog, so well done. Well done. Poor Shadow. He's fine. He's just being a drama queen. Alright, so we've got to get this in frame because I've started not setting up the frame before we go live, which probably isn't the worst thing. Isn't the best thing, but hey. Right, can I bring you over a bit more? There we go. Dramatic boy, yeah, he's very dramatic. He's one of those, if he can see just a smidge at the bottom of the bowl's empty, and it's the end of the world, and he's starving. I love him, but he is very much a spoilt little princess. Heaven forbid. Alright, so this is where we got to last time. I did finish off the second mountain post stream because I just was going to put the pencils away. But then I realised I might want some of these colours for down here, so I've just held on to the pencils out. And yeah, so we did do a bit of the witch and the bird and the broom and all that. We've got a little bit of like sparkle gel pen in there, but it's not really picking up too well, so we might need to pull out stickles or something. I know, it feels like it needs a bit more glitter. Deciding if I want to like dot some into the background for the clouds, or if I want to cover her more in like glitter. I feel like it needs like stickles glitter, or you know, like a really good pop of glitter, but we'll decide that one at the end. Juliet Colours and Pauline, kia ora, kia ora. Welcome in, and thanks, Vi. I love this book. This is actually my favourite Eriy book. I think it's just absolutely gorgeous. I can see, this is another one that I can see colouring every page. It's just super, super cute and just so fun. Nessa as well, kia ora. Love the sky, thank you. That is a lot of paint pens and fingers. I had some yellow that started going a little muddy in some areas, but yeah, it's just paint pens and fingers and like smushy, and yeah. I gotta get coffee and get to my beers. Be right back. All good, Cassie, lovely. You gotta have your coffee. I'm still finishing off my morning one. I got coffee, I've got Coke Zero with some lemon, I've got an energy drink in the fridge, and I have got a bottle of water here too, so all the liquids. Yeah. You look great today. I'm glad you're doing okay. Thank you, Pauline. Yeah, I'm doing fabulously. So good. So good. You wouldn't even know I've had surgery, really. Just watching your pencil sets. Well done, Mandy. As a glitter expert, I'm looking to get my first couple of stickles. Which would you recommend? I like the idea of the clear ones, but I know they have different colour shifts. So yes, they do. Give me 2 seconds. First distraction, and I'm so happy for it. Oh. Alright. So, stickles. As a self-proclaimed glitter expert, one of these usually lives on my desk. I was also recently given a couple of these ones, which I've still got to try with, which could be fun to play with on here too. But if you are looking to get some stickles, you are right. Best option is to start with the clear ones, and there are indeed multiple colorways. I've got doubles of some of the clear ones because I use them so much. So I'm just making sure I get each of the colorways. Okay. I have just a few. Right, make sure we've got all of them there. We've got 2 twinkles. Okay. So these are the clear, or the ones that will come up when you look at clear ones. So first off, you'll see one that's called Frosted Lake that will look like it's one of the clear ones. It's not. So don't get Frosted Lake. This, well, you can if you want, but this one is like a white pearly glitter. This one is a white, not a clear. So it may look like it belongs in a spam, does not. So ignore Frosted Lace. So the 5 clear ones are Twinkle, Unicorn, Diamond, Crystal, and Stardust. Stardust is your more like classic rainbow. So if you want a, I'm trying to find a more fuller one because this one's quite empty. There we go. This one is a, I don't know how well the cameras are going to pick these up because the set for focus down here, but this is your classic rainbow. So this has got your rainbow basically. So Stardust is a really good neutral one, and probably the one that I recommend to most people because it kind of just goes with everything. So Stardust. The one that I personally use the most is Twinkle, and the reason why I like Twinkle is because this one is a clear, these are all clear, but this one has a blue pink reflect. So for me, I colour a lot with blues and pinks, and Jess, I know you colour a lot with blues and pinks and purples and colours in that fam, and I feel like Twinkle goes really well with a lot of what I colour. because it's got that slight pink blue shift. It still has a little bit of the holographic greeny, but it's a little bit more on the pinky blue side. So Twinkle is probably the color I use the most, and I think I have the most double ups of it because I use that one the most. Let's get rid of that Stardust double up. And then we have Diamond, Unicorn, and Crystal. All these ones have green yellow reflex, but one of them slightly more orangey, one of them slightly more pinky, and one of them slightly more greeny. They all, like Diamond and Unicorn in particular, are very, very similar. Unicorn's just a lot more on the yellow theme. So yeah, you can use these ones. I do use these ones, but generally speaking, Stardust and Twinkle are the two I use the most. The full rainbow and the pink blue shift. So yeah, those are my two that if you just can only get a couple, Stardust and Twinkle. Yeah, it is really good for snow as well. Hi Double A, sorry, not gifts. I'm having a word day. We just had some questions about word stickles. Wow, it's gonna be a great word day. Yeah, and which clear ones to start off with. So yeah, Twinkle and Stardust is my votes. Again, they're the ones I personally use the most. Yeah, definitely Stardust. I'm thinking Twinkle would be perfect for snow. Yeah. So the other thing that you can look at for snow too, or really big areas, is Mod Podge. There is Mod Podge Extreme Glitter, Mod Podge Sparkle, and there's actually another one of it. These are basically all identical. They are Mod Podge with glitter, and I use these a lot, particularly for bigger areas too. So just keep in mind these are technically 4 weeks to cure. And I never leave my books open for 4 weeks. So sometimes I go back to open my books and I have to do a little peel because the books aren't quite cured. So keep that in mind. And then yeah, as I said, I was recently gifted these 2 pot glitter stickles, which I've tested but haven't used yet. And honestly, this moon dust could be really pretty to put on the clouds, or even this nebula with the gold stars. That could be quite fun to put on the clouds up here. Just add a little bit of sparkle and some occasional gold stars. Could be quite pretty. But that's a later on thing. We need to finish first. Yeah. Right. But yeah. You're free from work, Double A. Welcome in. Good on you. We love being free from work. Right. So, I have the dark colours from before. Now, the peacock green was what I was using for the trees. And I was using a bit of black up here. So, I might do some with no black. Then we'll keep our trees and our bushes cooler green. Then we'll use the warmer yellow greens as we go through. And then we'll pull out the paint pens and see if we can do a little bit more detail on them. I do kind of feel like with Eriy, because it's so cartoony, you can kind of get away with not doing as many details, but I still like to do a little bit. So, how are we doing today? What are we colouring, if we are colouring? I need to remember to go and update my enrollment details stuff, so my address is correct. there's not much planned for this week. It's pretty chill week here. Anything that's really set in stone to do is, I think, tomorrow or maybe Thursday. I think tomorrow probably would be better. I've just got to run the car because I'm not actually meant to be driving, but also the car is just sitting in the driveway and it's not good for the battery, so just going to do a little driving around a couple of back streets very slowly and carefully, and it will be a good opportunity to see how I am feeling about driving. I'm only like a couple of days away from when they say you should be driving, and I'm not on any of the meds that stop me from driving. It'll just be like up and down the street very slowly just to make sure the battery's turned over. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I was definitely out too late last night playing The Sims. I ended up starting, like, I've got a world where I've got multiple families that I'm playing in, so I ended up starting a new character in that, because I get bored of a family, and so I'll bounce out of it for a while, and then bounce back to it, so I ended up starting a new one last night. So my world is very, very full. That's nice, it feels full. I've still got a few more lots where I want to, like, build something or fill it up with something. Just download a lot from the gallery or something. I don't like having empty lots. But yeah, I was definitely up way too late last night playing it. Which isn't helping with the brain. Oh god, excuse me. I better not be doing this all day. I'm like in the middle of finishing off my coffee. Come on. I love The Sims. I go through phases of playing it constantly for weeks, then won't touch it for months. Exactly. That is exactly how I play it too. I've only just recently come back to it. It's real funny because my cousin messaged me to ask how I was doing post-surgery, and he was telling me all about starting to play The Sims, which made me get back into The Sims, and so I booted up The Sims and started playing it. And then on Sunday in the live we were talking about The Sims, and a bunch of other people were talking about The Sims as well, so Did you have your breakfast? No, I haven't had my breakfast yet. It's all in the fridge. I've got 2 variants of yogurt in the fridge to have, and I've got some fruit beside me. I just wasn't hungry. I just want a coffee. It takes me a while. To go through the long process of making my own save file where I've renovated each EA lot. Oh goodness, yeah. I did think about, I know there are a few creators out there that have done that where they've renovated every lot and then they've created a downloadable save file so you can download and it renovates every lot and makes the world a lot more detailed and full. But I also don't know if my PC would handle it. It just barely handles The Sims, and especially with how glitchy it's being at the moment. It crashed on me like 4 times trying to play last night. And it usually never crashes, but I know there's a lot of bugs again at the moment because there's always bugs when a new pack is being released. It's like new pack releases, everything crashes out. So if anybody's playing The Sims and is like, I can't drag plates to the rubbish or the sink anymore, or I think dancing gnomes is another one of them. The gnomes are dancing. If you what was the other ones? I think the businesses and hobbies whiteboard was one of the ones that I read is also glitching out. Like, there's a bunch of little glitches happening at the moment again. So, yeah. Yeah. What's your thought on the new pack? It is really, really cute. I like a lot of the build items. I think, like, the fairy stuff seems like the cast items, cute. Love the designs. They've done way better than, say, like mermaids in terms of how they make the wings and stuff like that. The build items are what I'm most excited for, because that with cottage living you can make like little not hobbit houses, little country houses, and that just seems adorable to me. It makes me want to rebuild Henford on Bagley with those two sets. But I don't buy packs full price, so I'm not going to be getting it for probably a year until it goes 50% off. But it will be a pack that I will buy because I do like it. It's the first time in a while that there's been a pack that I'm like, oh yes, I can see myself buying this one. The gameplay of it, meh. But like the living off the land part, the foraging part is going to make rags to riches challenges real interesting too. Yeah, there's some parts of it that are quite interesting to me. I'm mostly excited about the build items, which usually isn't the way. I'm usually the most excited about the gameplay, but the build items really appeal to me. Yeah. Pencil butter, hello. No. Oh, Cassie, that's not good. You need your coffee. You got a proper Flintstone PC? Nah, Pauline, my PC's actually pretty good. It's just The Sims is a chonker of a game. It takes a lot, and that's before you even mod it. They say that the basic requirements are pretty low, but honestly, to run it glitch free and smoothly with minimal load times, yeah. So yeah, The Sims destroys most PCs. Yeah, it's a pretty intense game, even though it claims not to be. Yeah, it really is. So, but lately the game has been crashing quite a bit, and it's due to the fact that there is a new pack coming out. Which, yes, that is why you've been seeing Sims ads. I play on my laptop and this price isn't blown up with the amount of power that used to run all my packs. Yeah. Hi, Liz. Hello. I get all my packs on CD keys. Yeah. I do it through Steam. So yeah, I've got a lot of packs. I don't need a lot more. I don't need any of them, let's be honest. Just when they do the big sales, which I know they've got one right now, but again, these no packs I feel like I need to rush out and buy. I'm happy with the content that I've got. But when Enchanted by Nature eventually goes 50% off, which won't be till next year, I will grab that one. That I can see as my next pack to buy, but there's nothing right now. Like, I'd be happy to get any more packs, but I don't feel the need to rush out and buy any packs. I'm happy with the content that I've got. Yeah. I really want to get some more build cosmetic packs. Honestly, with how many, like, if you're playing on PC and your computer can handle it, like, the amount of stuff that mods can do, that's why I never worried too much about, like, packs with items before. I was always looking at packs for gameplay, because some of the gameplay mods could be a bit glitchy, but usually content mods, like skins and custom content, they were usually pretty smooth. So yeah, I was looking more at packs for gameplay content. But oh, there's some gorgeous things custom content makers have made. Yeah. I might get Tiny Living, the Comfy Gamer Kit. At least they're super cheap. Yeah, the Tiny Living pack is really cute. Be aware the Murphy beds mean that characters can die. It gives you a new death type, which is fun, and how one of my characters died recently. But yeah, Tiny Living is quite cute, especially if you like building little micro homes, which is actually something I really like doing. So I do use the Tiny Living a lot. I'm not a huge fan of the design of a lot of the items, but I appreciate the functionality of those Murphy beds. I wish it came with like more tiny kitchen stuff. Yeah. I used to play up to Sims 3, made my entire alien families. Yeah. Honestly, I used to play The Sims 2 and I had so many Sims 2 discs, like back in the day, the actual discs. So many. You had to like load them in a specific order, but Sims 2, that was that. And then the herbs, if anyone remembers the herbs, we used to play that a lot too. And Moving Out. Oh, I have an insane amount of packs, but I bought them gradually over the past 7-8 years for much cheaper. Then yeah. What are some of your favourite packs? Cottage Living. I love Cottage Living. And it's usually what I recommend for a lot of people, because I feel like it's a good pack with good items, good cast, good gameplay, and a beautiful world. Like, it's a good pack. Cottage Living. I like Nifty Knitting for the fact that I am a crocheter. So that was just like novelty to me. Like, if they released a colouring pack, you know that I would be buying that pack. Yeah. I have high school years and university, and I don't recommend them. They're really glitchy, and like, it's cute, but I don't think I'd rush out for those ones. I do like the city living with the apartments, and I feel like the festivals that you get with city living, plus some of the characters that you get with that, is quite cool. So I do like that one. Mermaids, Sulani, Island Living. Let me use the actual pack name. Island Living. I know a lot of people don't like that one. And yes, the mermaid gameplay is pretty meh. But I do love Sulani as a place to visit or a place to live. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous place to live. The only problem with Sulani is if you live on a lot that is basically one of the small islands and you have a family of kids, like toddlers, the babies can load on a completely different island, and then there's no way to move that baby to your home to look after them. Which is one of the reasons why my Sulani based family that has 5 toddlers, had to move to another town just so that they could look after their kids. So yeah, but I really like Sulani. It's a very pretty place to live. So yeah, I don't think it should be behind a paywall, but I do like the toddler stage. I think it's ridiculous it's behind a paywall, considering it's like, you know, it's a life stage. But I like playing with kids and doing things like giving a solo mum 5 toddlers to look after, but I'm a cruel person. I like the chaos and the struggle. I love rags to riches. I love like struggle stories. So yeah, so the fact that there's now another life stage to make that even harder, perfect. Yeah, completely agree on Cottage Living. It's actually worth the cost of it. Yeah, it absolutely is. Yeah. Yeah, Cottage Living is probably the only pack that I would say if you just want to buy one pack, and yeah, feel like that one's good. High school years for the cute cast and build items. Yeah, good items, but the gameplay is awful. Am I a character in Amy's Sims game? I mean, you did have yourself up on the gallery, so I could technically put you in my Sims game, bye. I got to get you a PC upgrade. I want to see your builds in the game so badly. I would love to actually play The Sims with y'all. Like, I would download so much of your stuff and put you all in the game and just have chaos games with you, honestly. I love The Sims, and I think it would be a blast to play it with all of y'all. But yeah, my laptop just runs The Sims And as I said, right now it's crashing hard. So yeah, there's no way I could stream The Sims. And unfortunately to set up a computer that would run The Sims, like I would probably need to set up a separate computer and then use my laptop to stream and like capture what the computer is playing. That would be the best way to probably do it. But that is just like a ridiculous amount of funds that I do not have. I don't like roleplay games. Oh, that's a shame, Mandy, but that's understandable. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I know some people don't like The Sims because they don't like the open-ended nature of it, like, which is valid. Like, it doesn't have necessarily a point. You can do things like find challenges and rule sets and stuff like that people have created, but yeah, it is open-ended. For me, the reason why Sims is quite close to my heart, I mean, it's a nostalgia game for me, but also the Sims itself, when I started flaring with my ankylosing spondylitis, and it was getting to a point where I couldn't move my hand, I couldn't step on my ankle. This was pre-diagnosis, where I was just flaring so badly, and I was waiting to get help because I had to wait, hoping. But anyway, being someone who uses creativity as a mental wellness activity, not being able to hold a pencil, not being able to draw, not being able to be creative is absolute mind muckery to me. So The Sims was one of the things that I could do, because I couldn't hold a pencil. I could not move this hand, but I could still hold a mouse. I could still press a couple of keys. So The Sims gave me a way of being creative, because I could tell stories, I could build houses, I could create characters. So there was a form of creativity in that, and that's what kept me sane for a couple of months until I could get seen and we could get the spelling down and stuff like that. No, Vi, that's fair. I've done a view of some shit. Yeah, it's so fun. And that's all good, Mandy. If you don't like it, you don't like it. It's the same thing as I say with colouring. There's so many like great games and stuff out there that, you know, play what you enjoy, colour what you enjoy. And if that's not The Sims, it's not The Sims, and that's valid. When I'm feeling too low to colour, I can play games like Sims or Stardew Valley. Yeah, there's a few Stardew Valley fans in here too. We have streamed Stardew Valley a few times in here. My go-tos are Stardew Valley, The Sims, and Lego games. Those three. I love me some Lego games as well. Mario games? Oh, I have Mario Kart Racing. I played that one a lot, but I don't think I've played many Mario. I have played, I think it's Yoshi's Crafted World was like an old game I used to play. I think there's a new Papercraft one, isn't there? New Papercraft Mario. But I can understand Mario because that is like nostalgia as well. There's so many. Oh wait, no, I have the Switch one, Mario Worlds. Duh, Amy. It's been a while since I played it. I like that one. That one was really cool because it didn't feel like so linear. The fact that you had whole worlds to go over. That one was cool. I haven't played that one in so long. I should play that again. You have Yoshi's Crafted World? Yeah. Yoshi's Crafted World is cute. That's the one that's like all wool and knitted like. Well, I was going to colour this morning, but now I want to play more Sims. Do both. Just set up your Sims in a chaos situation and just leave them on autoplay. Like one of those things where people set up like a house and leave their Sims locked in the house for 24 hours and see how many characters survive. I haven't played my Switch for a couple years now. Mario World sounds right up my alley. I love Mario Odyssey. Yeah. I have my Switch. I took that with me to the hospital so that I could play games if I wanted, but I mostly actually used it to pop up YouTube and just had YouTube playing on my Switch while I was colouring, so it worked quite well. I was going to play Faith Farm because I have it and I barely played it. Yeah, I was going to play some more Faith Farm and actually try and get into it a bit more. But then I didn't. I'll make a sim house just for when I'm colouring and let them have at it. Exactly. Exactly. I've loved Mario Galaxy. Ooh. I have, I think it was like old school, like Mario Racing. That's on like so many old platforms, right? I'm pretty sure it's on like old GameCube or NES or something like that, like going way back in terms of the platforms, because way back in the day, me and a work colleague used to go after work to, there was this little bar in town, and on Tuesday nights they did the retro gaming night. It was never very popular. We were there most weeks, and some weeks we were the only ones there, and every week they gave away a free pizza. So because we were the regulars, we often won the pizza, which is great because we could share the pizza between us. So we'd just buy like a beer each, which was, I think you either paid like a couple bucks entry or you bought like a beer was the entry fee to play this. So we just brought the beer, which I think was like $5. And then they had it set up on a projector, so you'd play like this big full screen Mario Kart racing, and so it was great. And if we didn't win the pizza, we'd just split a pizza, and I think the pizzas were only like $10 or something. So it was, you know, between us, $5 for the pizza, $5 for the beer, plus a whole night of video gaming. It was really fun. It was a very cheap night. Yeah, it does go back to the NES. Yeah. I was right. I was like, I know it was on like a really old console and I couldn't remember if it was NES or if it was Wii, but I'm pretty confident we were on NES. Because it was real old school. But it was just fun because it was on a projector. But yeah, it closed down because, like, as I said, it wasn't very popular, unfortunately. So we were kind of like the regulars of it. And before anyone asks, I'm not good at Mario Kart racing. So it was just fun. As shown by times where, I know a little while ago, Vi, you streamed Mario Kart. I'm sure it was you that streamed Mario Kart races. And when you could join in. I can't remember if you streamed it or if it was a Discord hang. That was fun. Although to do that, I would have to have the Switch Online thing again. And I ain't got that right now. And we ain't getting that right now. Alright, and in theory, if I start down here, this one should be a little lighter. Cool. So we want just a thin coat of this one over here. Then a little bit of shade there, and then a thin coat here. So much grass. So much grass. It looks so... It's just a lot of green until we get in with the paint pens. And I have to cover up that area where we spilled paint pen. I'm looking forward to when I have healed up properly and I can get back to my boxing game. I really like the boxing game. No nibblings. I'm gonna work on dark fairy tales before I lose 10 hours to the Sims. Good plans. Good plan. I really should pull out dark fairy tales and do some more. I have so many books that I want to work in. It's just like... time. It's okay. We'll get there when we get there. It's because there's so many new books too, and it's like I want to work in all the new books. I also want to work in all the books I want to work in, and it's like it'll be what it'll be. Oh, itchy nose, itchy nose. Alright, and then we are going to take the Cully green and just use that one straight down here. And then that should give us a little bit of gradation in our grass. Dark fairy tales and Cocoa Wild been in a session for months now, no complaints. Hey, if it's what you want to colour, it's what you want to colour. I'm glad you've been enjoying it so much. I know it's helped you found your colouring groove again. There'll be no dark fairy tales for a little bit, because to do dark fairy tales I want to use my markers, and to use my markers I need to lift up the tub, and that's lifting, and that's not what we're doing right now. Unless I manually pull out the piles and then move them all over. And that's just a lot of like cumbersome movement, but I mean I might do it if I get really desperate. Oy, oy, oy. Excuse me. Yeah, I have a few different things pulled out beside me to hopefully get to. I want to get to Nalco because I haven't... I have several pages in that I want to get done. I have Leon's journey beside me too. I wanted to work in. And then I want to work in a bunch of mythographics as well. And it's like I also haven't done a Kirby in a while. And I'm feeling the Kirby itch. It's like the list. I do love seeing you colour in dark fairy tales or any Kirby, to be honest. Yeah, I do love my Kirby. So I've kind of been missing Alien Worlds. I haven't done any in Alien Worlds in quite a while. So So part of me is like, The colouring book went from 167 to 133 yesterday. I gave my niece colouring books I don't colour in. Well done, Mandy. Well done. Yeah. I just finished my page in my Nauka book. Well done, Pauline. Is that the wash tub one? Because I've been seeing your videos pop up in my feed. They're on my massive queue of catch-up stuff to watch. Space Timber is just around the corner, though. It is, and it would be good to do it for Space Timber, maybe. I mean, Space Timber started in the Alien Worlds group, so kind of feels right. Colour in Alien Worlds and Space Timber. It's been a while since I've done an Alien Worlds page, though. But a big part of that too was I was holding out while I figured out how I was going to approach the next page, because I have a plan for it. I just don't know how to do it. But I think I've got an idea. So, because once I choose an approach, that's how we do the whole planet. So each of my planets have different approaches so far, and I have plans for up to like a tech sci-fi planet, and I really want to do like a cyberpunk neon glowing, like I've got a very specific look I want to do for the planet, and it's trying to figure out how to achieve that look. And then the next planet is the rock planet, and we've already decided for that one the color scheme is going to be inspired by a rainbow iridescent rock, so that one's going to be a lot of pencil blending, a lot of odd blends, but I think it's going to look really cool when it's done. So I know how my next two planets are going to look. I've just got to get into it and do it. But like anything, colouring is a hobby, and it doesn't have a quota or a set date things need to be done by, even if you're in a group or have a buddy colour or anything like that. This is a hobby. Things will get done when they get done, and as long as you're enjoying it, that's what matters. I really should pull out Mythomorphia and try and get some more done in there too. It's so close to finishing that book. I've got a lot of books like that though that I'm really close to finishing, and I have like less than 10 pages or 5 pages, or, you know, I mean like the 80s to 90% of it being completed. We might have to sharpen the pencil. Is it so exciting seeing me go over everything with a shade of green? So exciting. So exciting. grass. Oh, so fun. Oh, to do a base layer of green on top of the base layer. I still can't decide if I like dark fairy tales better than Mythomorphia. I feel good to you even thinking about it. Don't. It's okay to like both of them for different reasons. Like, Mythomorphia for me is special because it's the like first adult coloring book that I found that made me go, oh wow, this is what adult coloring can be. Like, it started me on the journey. So Mythomorphia is special to me for that reason. Dark Fairy Tales, like, I think it's some of his best work artistically. I think it's absolutely brilliant in terms of how he's done his illustration styles. Doesn't mean I'm going to color every page. It's like, I don't think it's a book I can complete, but I do think it's its best artistic work so far. Yeah. So it's just favourites for different reasons, Cassie. And that's okay. Oh, that was a really good back click. Oh. I love that feeling where you just managed to pop one of your joints so perfectly. It's just like relief you didn't even know you needed. I cracked up so many people when I had to mobilize for the first time post-surgery, because I wasn't allowed to just like get up and mobilize. I had to have a nurse there and stuff because fool's hazard and yada yada yada. Everyone was like, okay, you need to wait. It's like, fine. So the nurse was there and my mum and my aunt was there, and I warned everyone. I was like, I'm going to be Rice Bubbles, I'm going to be Rice Krispies, I'm going to be snap, crackle and pop as I get up and mobilize. And sure enough, I took a few steps and it's just like crunch, crunch, crunch as all my joints click and pop because I hadn't been able to move because I'd been, in surgery. It's just cracking everyone up. Like, you really are Rice Bubbles. It's like, yep. Yep. The joints like to pop. And it does happen every time I stand up. It's just like different things pop and click, and joys of my bones. All right. We've still got to do the pathway, but I think we're kind of getting there. Still got to do a bit more shading down the front, but it has been an hour. And speaking of joints that need to go pop, mine need to go pop, and I need to pop to the bathroom because I have had a lot of liquid, as I usually do, because I like 3 cups of coffee in my ridiculous cup of coffee in the morning. My ridiculous cup of coffee. So yeah, we are going to just take a little micro break here. So this is a really good opportunity if you also need to pop to the bathroom, or you have like washing in the machine, or need to head off to bed. Oh, good. Jess, thank you so much for being here. Always appreciate when you pop in. Have a wonderful sleep. Yes, we will take a quick little break here. I know, like, technically it hasn't even quite been an hour from the start time, but we did start 15 minutes early and I gotta go. So yeah, we'll be back shortly. Okay. Ah, much better. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Thank you, Cassie. And also Pauline, I just saw your message too. Absolutely. If you need to sleep, head off and get that sleep. Hopefully you've already gone, got in your slumber. It is so cold again today. I'm using a dressing gown as a bit of a lap blankie, but honestly I feel like I need more lap blankies. It is like a beautiful sunny clear day, like there's not a cloud in the sky, but oh, it's chilly. Alright, so we're going to work this over the Kelly green, which will help smooth out some of my awful colouring, and use it over the plants, the big leaves here too. This is apple green. This is to try and smooth out this area a bit. So I've been on the wait list for a while for it, but an audiobook became available yesterday, so I started listening to that. And it is Sunrise on the Reaping, the new Hunger Games novel. So I am not too far into it. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I do have to be in a very specific headspace to... I find it easier to read the Hunger Game novels than watch the movies, because I don't like movies where kids get hurt. I have seen them and I can watch them, I just have to go in prepared to watch those things. So at least like with the Hunger Games, you know you're going to be watching it, and you know, I have to remind myself it's not real and stuff like that. So I just have to be in a very specific headspace to watch the movies. The books are a bit easier to read, because it's a book, you're not visually seeing it. But yeah, if it comes out of nowhere, like once I was watching this movie with somebody and just out of nowhere, this kid ended up dying, and I was just like, turn off the movie please. It's just like out of nowhere. No warning, no preparation. It's like, nope, 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 nope. So, not a big fan of that. But yeah, the book so far is, I'm enjoying it. I like obviously there's a lot of lore already built up with Panem, so it kind of helps with that. It does feel a little bit like some of the characters feel like they're just being used because they were mentioned in, you know, the original trilogy. If that makes sense. Like, some of the characters are like, yeah. Still trying to figure out the theme. I did read that the theme is meant to be like the ease at which one accepts, I think subjugation is the theme. So, yeah. Hi, Yana. We'll have to loot for a bit, but I'm here. You sound so good. Thank you so much. Feeling good. Okay, don't worry about that too much till we start getting a paint pen in there. What do I have to do? got a couple of the Payne's Greys here, so we'll pull those out. Pull you out. We'll pull you out. Pull you out. We need a bunch of tones to do the houses. Which I was thinking, oh, I only have to do the pathway and the purple flowers. No, I still have to do all these houses. Entirely forgot about that. It's like, surprise! You've still got a bunch more to do. That's okay, these are pretty straightforward. Oh no. Yeah, no, that sounds terrible. I'm sorry to hear all that. I hope your surgery and recoveries go well. Hopefully, I will be here to have lots of live streams to distract you. That being said, we all know how my mental health goes, and sometimes I need time off. I'm still very much getting my strong witch vibes, forest witch vibes. I want to run away to the forest. I was looking actually at the cost of going to the Stardew Valley Orchestra, because that's coming to New Zealand. It's like, oh, I'd really like to go to that. It's a bit out of my budget, but it's like, oh, could do that. Couldn't really. It's going to take some serious penny pinching to get there. I'm taking time off. Probably not, but oh, it looks so good. At least now I can get into the car for short errands to groceries. Yeah, that helps a lot. I'm glad you can do that, and having that little bit of independence and freedom is very, very important. This might be too dark. I'll make it work. Might need an in-between colour. I need a more tan colour anyway. Yeah, and then we can use the French grey to tone it down. Just keeping the shading relatively simple here. They're just little houses in the distance. It doesn't matter too much. And if the details are a little blurred by the Prismacolor on top of the lines, it's even better because it will fade it into the distance. Kind of what we want. Okay. So... here's our basic houses down. Still needs a bit of work, but better than nothing. I hope you're all doing well out there. If we're colouring, I hope whatever we're colouring is going well, or whatever we're choosing to do. Oh, I have to remember to message my group tomorrow. I should probably do some D&D prep tonight because I have not done any and I need to. I've got a bit of prep to do because it's a new school year, so I need to actually, might do that tonight. I might actually make myself prep and not just play The Sims. This house looks like it's got a sad face on it. Okay. Right, now we need a road colour. You can go back. Okay, I've got that same tan yellow colour. The dark umber, which is going to be way too dark. We'll, not the fluoro orange, I think we'll add in a little bit of umber. Oh, it's getting so chilly again. Alright, we'll start with these two. Oh, extend it. Very giving, very follow the yellow brick road. But that's okay. Everything's got a little bit of a golden hue from the sunset. That's all it is. I'm going to go over this, but I realise that this will actually tie in quite nicely with the rest of this. We want a light amount of this umber, but we also want to have a bit of this more goldy tan colour. And then we just have to do the flowers, pull out paint pens and glitter and all the fun stuff. we're just about finished all the basic pencil work. There might be some more, but... Hi Brittany, welcome in. Hope we're all doing well out there. We've all had a little bit of something sparkly happen today. We've had a glitter, a little bit of positivity. Hope we're all doing well. One horse is done, time to do the other. Ooh, we're working on the pumpkin page. The Cinderella page, I'm guessing? Trying to color in the crease. Always a problem. Be colouring in that big heavy stroke that I was doing before, because it does get a bit burnishy sometimes when I do that, and I don't like it when I do that, but also meh. This page is taking a while because I'm using pencils, not markers. Ah, yes. Markers are a lot quicker. Though if you're using pencils, having a base layer down definitely speeds things up too. I'm trying to decide if I'm actually hungry for breakfast or not. I don't think I am. I've got two options. I've got my yogurt with the chia seeds and some vanilla protein powder and a little bit of maple syrup, and I put some apple in there, and it kind of tastes like apple pie because it's also got mixed spice, so it's sort of like a apple pie yogurt. It's quite tasty. And then the other thing that I have is the yogurt, but then mixed with a packet of raspberry jelly, so it's more like a raspberry pudding. It's really tasty. So yeah, I mean, I could have both. There's no reason why I can't have both. I don't actually know. I don't actually think I'm hungry yet, which is fine. You just re-pierced your nose? Ooh, well done, Juliet Colors. I did think about getting my nose pierced. Yeah, did think about it. Actually, I can't believe I haven't put them on yet. I need to put my jewellery back on. That being said, my fingers are quite puffy, so I don't know if I'll get them on, but I should try to get them on. I took my rings off before the surgery, like weeks and weeks before the surgery, because I knew as we got closer to the surgery date, I was going to get more and more puffy because of not having my injections, so I took my earrings off super early, so that I wouldn't have to worry about it when my fingers were like up. And I was like, I can get the rings off, because I had a day where my fingers were like weren't swollen at all, and I was like, okay, we're getting the rings off today. So I'm glad I did that, because it meant, you know, we're fine. But then it's like, oh yeah, I should put my rings back on. I wanted the pumpkin to feel a certain way, and I felt way more comfortable blending with the pencils. That's so valid. Yeah. Again, there's no right or wrong way to tackle a page. It's just whatever makes you happy and how you feel like approaching the page. Like, you do you. There's certain techniques that may achieve a look better. There are certain techniques that may be easier, but at the end of the day, as long as you're happy and you enjoyed the process, that's the right way to colour a page. This is looking super cute. I do think I want to do the stars. The star glitter. I think that's going to look really cute up the top there. So these like little gold stars and there's a little bit of like a gold reflect to it. Yeah, it's called Nebula. So I think putting that over some of the clouds is going to look real pretty. Not necessary, but I think it will look pretty. Okay, let's use this brown to just deepen in here. I feel like this page needs more glitter. Like, I know we've done a little bit of like glittery shimmer details on here, but it's so little. I'm like, no, I need glitter. Yes, glitter. Glitter, glitter, glitter. We do love our glitter. Okay. I'm just going to do a little brush over. So it's going to be a little spotty, but I actually kind of want that. I want like a little bit of texture on this footpath because part of this is burnished. So by going over it, it's going to be a little patchy. But we kind of want a little bit of patchiness just to represent like texture. Should. I think I want to try and make the horses look like they're glowing a little bit. Yes, glow effects are fun. They're a little tricky, but they are fun to do if you take your time with it. So for example, if I was to make this glow, first of all, need to figure out what color it's glowing. If it's a colored glow, much easier. So if I was to make this glowing pink, I would do a little shading of pink around it fading out, but then I also need to think about where the pink is hitting. So the pink would be hitting like under here quite strongly, be hitting the under ridge of here, be hitting like the edges and the ridge of here. So also making sure we get a pink highlight there. And then to create like that neon glow, you also need like a little white area in there as well. Yeah, so that's kind of like one of the ways that I cheat a neon type glow is fade out the color and then put in a sharper white or like real pale. But yeah, if you look at neon, it's like you have, I don't have a lead pencil around here, but say it was like, you know, you're trying to make like a tube. So it would be fading around. This is going to be really bad blending. We're just doing a quick blend. So it fades out a bit around it, but then there's also the center bit and there's like a clear little white strip. Where things kind of get super bright. You can get like more technical with it, but that's a like really quick, easy neon type glow. Again, not accurate, but I probably need to replace this now. Gonna finish my Unicorn Forest Kingdom color along of Karen hopefully today. Nice. This page looks great. Thank you. We are very close to being done the majority of it. We've just got purple flowers. And then it's all the fun details. And I'm very much itching to get to the fun details. I want to do the glitters. I want to do all the fun stuff. These flowers could also technically have glitter all over them too. Maybe we'll dot a little bit of glitter on the purple flowers. Maybe. Oh, excuse me. Gosh, I can't stop yawning. I have an energy drink in the fridge. Maybe I do need to pull it out. I think it's a cold, like, it's really icy again. It's going to be another really cold night, I reckon. I ended up having like a super early nap yesterday. Not that I was tired, I just wanted to get under the blankets. I was so cold yesterday. That jug of coffee wasn't enough this morning, Amy. Look, some mornings I have 2 of those cups, okay? I have a lot of coffee. It takes a lot to get me going in the morning. I need my coffee. It's my morning routine. I roll out of bed and I go and I make my cup. And it started out as a normal cup and then I found a 2-cup cup. And I was like, 2 cups. Because I would start off by making like 5 or 6 cups. So if I find bigger cups, it's less trips to go and make coffee. So I started with a normal cup that I made multiple cups in. And then I found the 2-cup cup. And so I would make that twice. And have 4 cups. And then maybe make a 3rd lot and take that with me and sit at the desk. And then I found the 3-cup cup. And so now I can just make that. And then if I want more, I can make a 2nd cup. And it's less getting up and getting back down and getting up and getting back down. And because I make my coffee black and I just pour in boiling water, it means like I'm drinking it all the way through. And by the time I get to the bottom, it's just starting to get cold. I do need to find a cup warmer though. Because sometimes I'm a bit slow and then I get to the end and it's like, this is cold. They should really just turn it into a nice coffee at that point. Yeah, when they came around when I was in hospital to give us the coffees in the morning, because they deliver breakfast, and then like a healthcare assistant comes around with like a little trolley with jugs of hot water, and then they have like tea bags and the terrible hospital coffee and bits and pieces, and they'll make you a cup of coffee or something. But because I took my sachet things with my own coffee, I just get 2 cups of hot water, so I'd at least get 2 cups of coffee. And then yeah, the kitchen was just down the way, so I was just gonna go and make some more, but then they're like, oh, you can go home. So it's like, sweet, didn't have to make any more. Oh, so cold. I think that'll do. Still kind of feeling a little on the flat side, but I think part of that is also I just don't like the lines. I'm a big fan of covering the lines, but it's going to involve a lot of paint pen. That's empty. I love black coffee. Yeah, I'm a black coffee girl. It's funny, like, if the majority of my 20s, I didn't like coffee. I didn't drink coffee at all. I was like, nah, coffee's gross. Coffee's gross. And then when I was about 28-ish, I got, essentially, it was a Starbucks Frappuccino. It was a caramel one, and they accidentally put the coffee syrup in it. So it was essentially, it's a caramel milkshake, and it just had a little bit of coffee in it. But I actually really liked the combination, because the coffee just like added something more to the caramel, made the caramel more intense. I was like, oh, this is good. And so then I started drinking like caramel frappuccinos with coffee, and then I started making my own, because it's like Starbucks is ridiculous. But then I realized I could up the coffee in it and make the caramel taste even more rich, so I started doing that. So it became less caramel milkshakes and more iced caramel coffees, and it was still only iced coffees that I was drinking at that stage. I didn't like hot coffee. But yeah, that was like 29 and then 30s, and then one day it was just too cold for an iced coffee, and I really wanted one of my caramel iced coffees. At this stage it was majority coffee with just a little bit of caramel. So I was like, all right, I'll try this warm, and I was like, oh, I actually quite like this warm. I like coffee. And then I started experimenting with like vanilla coffee, and like I was still doing my ice, but I was doing more hot coffees. And then I just experimented with just plain coffee, like no sweetener in it, just milk. And I was like, oh, I quite like milky coffee too. And so as we were going on, the coffee ratio was getting stronger and stronger, and then it got to a point where I was just drinking coffee with oat milk. And then I decided that I didn't want to have oat milk, like, because oats was starting to trigger me a bit. So I was like, all right, well, cut out all dairy and cut out all oat milk. And then suddenly it was like, oh, well, how am I going to have my coffee? Okay, I guess I'll try it black. And I tried it black, and I was like, actually, I don't mind black coffee. So I went from this extreme of like a caramel milkshake with a tiny bit of coffee flavouring to pure black coffee over the space of about 4 years. dokie. So I might leave a couple of these pencils out. A lot of these can go away. Pencil case is so out of order. Amy's coffee tuner is better than most character development. I mean, you've got all the tropes. You've got enemies to lovers, because for sure I hated coffee. There's complete character reinvention as we go from cold to warm coffees. What other classic tropes can we get in there? The villain's good at the end because the black coffee is the villain. All the tropes. Unfortunately, now you've mentioned it, there's probably a thing that exists. There's probably a book about this now. Because that's the rule of how it is. You imagine it and then it exists. Oh. Alright. I need you to squish over there, because I can't lift you, but I can squish you. And that means I can get in here to the paint pens and the gel pens, and hopefully we can get some details going. Hi, Catherine. Oh, my hands are so cold. I started me on black coffee when I was little, and now I drink black coffee and more black coffee and anything with black coffee in it. See, I grew up, my dad drank black coffee, so, like, I grew up, but I just didn't want to drink black coffee. Again, I like, when I went to high school, there were some girls at my high school that drank it, and I was just like, oh, I don't get it, it smells disgusting, but I also wasn't, like, a big hot drinks girl, like, I was very much a cold drinks girl, so that was a big part of it, is that I didn't like hot drinks. Again, I did not drink hot drinks until I went, like, just before I turned 30 was when I started drinking hot coffees and hot teas and hot chocolates. I was always a cold drink girl. So, yeah. I don't know why, I just was not a fan of hot drinks. But now it's like, give me all the coffee, give me all the tea. Love a good hot chocolate. I have multiple variants of hot chocolate. Oh, nope. Okay, we're gonna have to be real careful with this. Because I'm using my finger to push it, but I wasn't cleaning my finger in between. And so, in turn, I'm smushing onto areas I shouldn't be smushing. Luckily, I can clean you up again very easily with some other paint pens, but not ideal. Let's not do that. Don't have to really do any of this. I don't know. I love Eriy's work, but I love it so much more when I cover up the lines. It feels so much more. It feels like it's a good style for, like, lineless coloring. I'm using my finger to sort of smush it down to help blend it together, so it's not, like, so obvious it's just like a paint pen line. So if you sort of smush it across, it gives like a highlighted edge and it blends it a little bit. So yeah, we are going to get paint pen all over our fingers again, which is how I did the sky. I get paint pen everywhere. And it's just part of the process. I want to check this colour. Perfect. So you're going to work brilliantly for highlighting these bushes. So it's going to be the same thing on the bushes as well. We're going to lift some of that up so it's not so intense. And that's how we'll highlight bushes. These trees are just going to get tiny, tiny little dots. You don't want to highlight the whole lot, they're far away. But we do want to just make them a little bit more clear that, hey, these trees up there. Once they're dried down a little bit, we'll slightly smush. We're just going to let them dry down a bit first so they don't smush as far. Cold, cold hands. I swear I need to wear gloves today. I know, like, some of y'all are in a heat wave and I'm here like... Back, the boss call? After I was all done with work? Rude. Hopefully it wasn't a long phone call or a complicated phone call. Right, how do you look? You're probably not the right color at all. You're not a bad darker color, but you're not a lighter color. You're gonna be too light. You're not going to be a bad colour. Don't ask me why I stopped partway through on the mountain to go and do the dress, but we're going to go do the dress now. Okay, we need to start going into the lighter colour there. You get 1.5 of overtime now. Nice. Took me 2 weeks to finish my double page in Spirit Animals and a Calvin. Got it completed last night. Well done, Yana. It's only 41 Celsius? No way. Ugh, too hot. Too hot. I don't actually know what the temperature is here today. I just know I feel cold. Okay, this color's not as light as I thought it would be. Oh, sorry, hitting the mic there. I don't know if I need that one. I don't know why I've got that one pulled out, but I've got it pulled out, so that's fine. A little bit of in there. dry down a bit. And then we can smush it. Brass color. Brass color. I need the bead. You. You might work for hazards. No, if beige doesn't work out. Like a pale mint. Not what I want. Not what I want. Get a brown. Pull out a couple of greens. Don't go wrong with a couple of greens. You're not really what I want for purple. You all to the side. Let's keep you on hand. That'll do. Just a few bits and pieces. Okay, and then we should be able to do things like shake up our paint pen so colour actually comes out. That's completely translucent. That's not what we want. Cool. We're going to be doing several coats here. Just what I want. Oh, well, we'll use you to our advantage because you're coming out slightly translucent. And use you where I do want slight translucency. There we go. There's the paint actually coming out a bit more now. So to give the horse little white highlights of white, yeah, that'll be cute. Body parts are Prime Day. If only Prime was a thing here, not that I have the money anyway. That's probably a good thing. It's one way to avoid spending. Haha. Right, I still want a lighter blue. I'm not happy with that blue. You. Not my hair. So another double page in Amazon by Paula Brune. Excellent. It's good when you got a book like that you just love going back to. Wow, this pen's not even sounding like anything's moving. Oh yeah, it's a little bit in there. Wonder if Prime Day has ink pens on sale? Maybe. Come on. Come on. Activating the paint pen. Oh, I forgot to smush that before the paint was dry. I got distracted. It's okay. The great thing about paint pens on top of Prisma is so waxy that if I don't like how anything goes, I can literally take a sharp object and just scratch it off. Like the pencil or anything. You can just scratch off the paint pen. Oh my god. Come on. It's nearly there. You can see it coming down. Just needs to get down a bit further. Oh yeah, now the thing's actually sounding like it'll shake up properly at least. That's a good sign. Really the worst part of paint pens. Like halfway down, it just won't go all the rest of the way down. Come on, you're almost there. You're almost to the tip. Getting hungry? Fair enough. I'm about to throw this pen out in frustration. It's like 3 millimeters away from the tip. The paint is coming down slowly. And watch this be the wrong color after all of this. Yay! We have contact. Whew! Finally. Hey look, it's too light. It's okay, it can be worked with. I think this paint is actually partially dried out. I think that's why it's having such difficulty moving. Oh, I just did a big no-no, and that's why it's a big no-no. Because wet paint pen goes flat. It's fine, we can cover it up. But also, this is why. you don't do these things. That's fine, we'll just take another paint pen. Just cover up the splat. Done. Hope you're all doing good out there. Should probably all have some water, and I haven't had any in a while, so. We're not going to be able to do what I want to do with this because I don't know why it's not working right, but we can at least do some highlight points. And add a bit of dimension to our paint pen so it's not so flat. I love paint pen highlights and I love covering up the edges, but sometimes it really just reads so flat. Okay, that'll have to do. I think that's about the best we're gonna get. Winter, hello, hello. I had to work. Actually, it's a lie. I wanted to work late. Good on ya. Well, I appreciate you being here when you are here. Because that's the perfect time to be here, because it's when you are here. I hope it has been going well. It's easy line cover up. Okie dokie. Probably should technically do the grass behind it first, but I want to do the bushes. Okay. Alright. Make sure we give it all a moment to dry down again so we can blend it in. This is probably a little on the light side, but also, again, we've got quite a significant yellow highlight coming in from the sunset, so it's actually okay. I'm mostly just covering up all the little grass lines that have been done in here. It's also a really good opportunity if you like want to add in any sort of floral patches, which is what we're going to have to do for this part down here. I actually feel a little like icky. I because I was up so late last night playing The Sims, I made myself a pot of noodles, like shin ramen. I have not had any ramen in a couple of months. Like, it's been a while since I've had some ramen. It was good, don't get me wrong, it hit the spot perfectly. But I'm wondering if it's made my tummy a little upset because it's been so long since I've had any. Could just be other stuff as well, but yeah, I think that's why I'm not feeling hungry right now. Use our finger to smudge it down and take away a little bit of the intensity and make it less. This is a paint pen line, and instead this is a highlight line. Okay, time for Sims. Yeah. Enjoy, Cassie. Oh, that's cool, Winter. There's something very satisfying in compressing old files down too. Sounds like it's going well. Oop, that's bad line work, Amy. Hardest part of doing this for me is always trying to do semi-neat lines, because I don't do particularly good with lines. Which is why I do end up spreading a bit of paint pen everywhere, but also you can just pull out a pencil and clean up some edges and stuff like that. But I think you can hopefully see a little bit of the difference between the two halves, because I haven't done any like highlighting over here, but just pulling out a little bit of highlights with the paint pens. We're covering up the lines, but just creating highlights, and I know, I like it. I like the way it looks when I do this, so it's how I prefer to cover it. It doesn't make it the right way, it's just the way I like doing it. Now, do we have something that we can use for road? That's going to be the real question. I have a sneaking suspicion I don't have a can. You're really yellow, but we might move. I'm significantly lacking in brown paint pen. I think Toolie Art does like a set colour pack, doesn't they? Because yeah, I just have no in-between browns. We have yellow or we have these browns. And it looks like this is going to be our... And that's not even tan. That's definitely brown. Cool. So you're just a pale yellow. Might as well just use yellow. At least I've got some gold in there. which, well, not perfect. Could work. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not ideal, but it'll work. It'll work. Let's do work for down here. And then we can just do some extra dots. Add in some extra texture. It is really the yellow road here. It's not necessarily brick, but oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi. And then we'll use the same yellow to just do a couple of little dots. Again, add our texture to our pathways. Don't know what I'm going to do there, but we'll figure that part out later. Oh, thanks, Winter. Yeah, we're like right on the home stretch now with this one. We're just doing our highlights, covering up some of these lines because I like Eriy being a bit lineless. And then glitter, 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 glitter. So now we're starting getting to the point where we do want to be a little bit more specific with these bush highlights. We're gonna bring them down. It's just covering up that area from before. We did this one. Messy hands. Stop me if I'm not getting paint pen everywhere. Alright. Since I couldn't find a better path colour, we're going to go around the path edges with our grass highlight. Remove some of the intensity of that. know what I never did? I never did any shadows under these trees. That's okay, we can fix that up later. It's like 2 seconds, just pull out a slight darker green and put some shadows under there. to highlight some edges of buildings. Oh, that's good, Brittany. And I want like the red, which is going to be way too bright, but we'll lift some of it. It's actually not too bad. Could be worse. Okay. So we've got a few bushes and trees in here. And now we start bringing some dots down lower to represent some texture. We would be seeing more texture of these bushes. Okay, now we're going to switch from the fine-tipped one to this one, because we actually want to go a bit chunkier, because we want to keep that finer edge for what's further away, so it looks the same in retrospect. I never blended down there. That's okay. We'll go over that with a pencil. Alright, start with our edge of our pathway here. Try and keep our strokes looser so it looks like grass texture. Got that a lot in there because that's where I had the pink spill, which we're going to still clean up in a minute. Just break that one up a bit. Highlight a little edge across here. Bend it down so it's not so... This is an edge. Da 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 da. basically all it is. It's just lots of little marks and dots everywhere. Add a bit of texture. Okay, now we want oh, my hands are not working very great here. This may be a bit of a challenge when I'm trying to do some very sharp tips for leaves. Alright, time to highlight all the leaves, and then we just have to do the little flower, purple flowers. The stems of the purple flowers. Yeah, I think we'll be done with all the paint pen. I might go back in and add some more details and stuff like that, but the majority of the paint pen will be done. Because all the majority of the lines will be covered up, and I know, I prefer the lineless look. It's just the way I've always liked to do it. And then we might have to go and wash our hands to put glitter on. There's still a few areas like this that really has a few too many lines for my liking, but there's not a lot I can do there. So the only other way to work it is to get out some darker colours and try and blend those darker lines in so they don't exist. Hi, Rebecca. Colouring Camellia Angicova. Nice. Ugh. And yes, right now I am just working over the stems of the purple plants because we're going to go over those with another paint pen because it's too difficult to work around. So we're working the easy way, which is also why we're doing all the leaves first. Ooh. Does New Zealand have their own version of the American Wheel of Fortune? We did have a Wheel of Fortune back in the day. We don't currently. But yeah, there was one back in the day. Because there's this common saying-ism in New Zealand of "oh for awesome," because somebody was on it and they were like, I choose, oh. And they were like, oh, yeah. And they were like, the person was like, yeah, oh for awesome. So it's just one of those things. Yeah, we used to. There's not one currently going, but there has been one in the past. They quite often do New Zealand versions. Right now they're setting up to do a New Zealand version of the Chase. It's being filmed in Australia, where they film the Chase Australia. They're only doing like 4 episodes or something, and you had to pay to fly out to Australia if you got chosen to be on it, which straight away, like, whew, you're responsible for all the costs of being on this television show. Okay, this yellow's going. Let's switch to the big one. Which isn't ideal, but we can work with it. Okay. No, but awesome, yeah. It's just one of those Kiwiisms. Because there's a sweet here that is like a mint, I think taffy would be the closest description of it. I think it's what you guys call taffy. It's like chewy, one of those chews, right? But it's mint chew, and they're called minties. And on the wrappers of them, they had, it's moments like these, you need a minties, and it's full of like classic Kiwi duh moments. And so one of them is the oh for awesome moment from Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, it's like going back many decades, this one. I would have been a kid. I don't remember it. I never watched Wheel of Fortune. It never really interested me. Again, it's been decades since I remember it being on television. I just don't think it was very popular here, Brittany. No, yeah, it's gonna be the right colour. I think we're gonna do you. Can always go over it. Yeah, I know there's quite a few of the chase. The chase is very popular in New Zealand. And then I know they have Deal or No Deal. And they play a few versions of that. Mostly the Australian version. And I know Taskmaster has like prime time viewing. They have both UK and New Zealand Taskmaster. I don't really watch a lot of television though. I only know about these ones because my mum does watch The Chase. And The Chase is usually on TV when we're prepping dinner. Because it's on before the news. So... it's like a Laffy Taffy, yeah. So, yeah, I can't really think of any other, like... again, I don't really watch a lot of television, so it's a bit hard. There could be other game shows. I'm pretty confident that the Wheel of Fortune is going more, though. Alright, so I want like a pinky purple. I actually think you might be... like, I pulled out all these purples, but I think maybe we want a little bit of pink highlighting. Yes, I think we'll use a bit of you. But we still want a little bit of actual purple in there too. Like, we want to kind of have both. So it's a mixture of purple and pink. It's not about doing everything, it's just about adding in some textures and covering up those lines mostly. And then the pink should work for the outside. Just sort of dot it in. And then we get sort of purpley pink on the flowers. Brittany AA was not talking about Wheel of Fortune being the jokes on Laffy Taffy. We're talking about Minties, which is a New Zealand candy that has little jokes on the wrappers like Laffy Taffy. Michelle, how are you going? I am feeling fabulous. Yeah, as long as I'm not trying to lift. Basically, don't even remember that, you know, we've had surgery. It's great, honestly. I don't feel a thing. I'm doing really, really well. So yeah, I'm still being conscious of the fact that, you know, we're still healing. I'm aware we've still got, you know, 5 and a bit weeks of healing, but we're doing good. No, Minties are literally just like a chewy white candy that is mint flavored. It is, I'm pretty sure taffy is the closest way to describe it. I'm pretty sure it's what the Americans call taffy. We just call it like a chewy, just a chewy, yeah. Yeah, you've joined us at a good time, Michelle. We are working away and getting close to finishing this one. We're just doing some paint pen details to highlight some, cover up some lines because I like the lineless look. And we're going to add some glitter to the sky. I also need to take these pink and purple and just do a couple of clusters in the glass just to cover up over here where I spilled some pink paint pen right at the start when I was doing the sky. But yeah, once we've done these flowers, a bit of glitter in the sky, I think we're basically done. Like, we're really close to being done here. Home stretch. Home stretch. Cold, 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 cold. Glitter in the sky? Yeah, you know it. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really, like, now that I had the brainwave to put this in there with the gold stars, I think it's going to just look so pretty and so magical. Like, I'm real excited to get that in there, but I don't want to do that till I've done all the paint pen, because it needs time to dry once they're done, and I've got to figure out how to apply it. I mean, I'm inclined to do what I always do, which is fingers, which is why my hands are covered in green. I think because it's cold, I also need to go to the bathroom again. Oh, it's funny how those strong childhood associations just stick with us though, eh? Like, for the memory. I was talking about this with Mum recently because when I walked up to the supermarket yesterday, I brought a couple of bits so I could make, like, a pizza. Because I have been craving pizza so badly, and it was so good. So I had a pizza for breakfast, just using a tortilla base. I just chucked some ham and cheese in. It was yum and exactly what I wanted. Mum was like, I don't, like, she doesn't really care for pizza like I do, and it's like, I think a big part of it is childhood associations, because I associate pizza quite strongly with my childhood. And then, like, on that same notion, there's a certain chocolate bar that you can get here called a Pinky Bar, which is basically a marshmallow with a layer of caramel and a thin coating of chocolate. And that used to be, like, the chocolate bar that I was always given in my childhood. And I have a very strong association with that bar for that reason. Okay. Now comes the fun time. I'm gonna go dot, 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 dot. Bigger dot down here, because it will be a little closer. This will be a little closer. We don't want to go too crazy with the flowers, but I do want a couple of them. We let that dry. Switch over to our chunky bright pink. I love French bread or pizza on naan. Yeah. Pizza or anything's pretty good, to be perfectly honest. I'm a big pizza girly. Alright, I like that, but we need to basically just up the clusters, because like we've got a cluster here, so there've got to be clusters on the ground, so just a couple more. Let's turn that into one too. Shouldn't have done that one down there, but that's okay, we've done it now. I'm totally not hungry about to eat a pizza if one magically appeared right in front of me. Yeah, me too. In fact, maybe I could go and make that for breakfast to get me to eat, but no. Where are my toothpicks? Oh, it's okay, got it open. Yes, I know. I have to go and update my enrollment details. I know I need to do that today. It's a big to-do test today. I will leave that there. I keep on getting reminded because it's almost time for local elections, and they're like, the lead shells that we have for you aren't accurate. It's like, yeah, I know, I moved. I got 2 days to update it. That's fine. And we use the pink. We go right over the pink. And we'll spread these out a bit, like these little ones around. And then it's like little flower clusters. We'll drop some extra pinks just in randomly. Because it's cute and I like florally grass. And it covers up that pink, as I said, the random pink that I splattered everywhere. I think I do want to cover these in glitter too. I think a bit of glitter in the sky and a bit of glitter on these. And pink will be done. So first, let's clear away 200 paint pens. And then since we still have our glitter tub out from earlier, I think mermaid tail is going to be quite perfect. Oh look, I have another one there that I've actually started using. Let's use that one. Use up the old one first. Ah! Okay, top to bottom, Amy. Work logically. Yeah. It's so sticky. Alright. We're either going to ruin this entirely, or we're going to make this amazing. So I'm going to aim to put this goop on these lighter clouds. So it's not quite going to be everywhere, but we're going to try and like keep it on the clouds. That being said, we've got a lot of items around. So we've got some areas we are going to have to work our way through. And yes, I'm just using my fingers. It really is sometimes the blending tool that works the best for these. I could probably get out Q-tips or something else, but honestly, sometimes fingers just do a job. I am wanting to be careful though, because yeah, okay. It does activate the paint pen that's on my finger already, so switch to this end. This end is clean. Sorry, it may block your view a little bit. You gotta work with clean fingers. And it's very odd working with my non-dominant hand, but I can still do things with this hand. Come here. Come up. I'm already so happy with how that little glow of the golden stars. Already so happy with this decision. That little touch of gold stars in here. I am going to have to get some more of these stickle bottles because these are fabulous. Alright. Thin out the herd in here because we've got a couple of double up stars. Alright, can I get the last few stars off the lid, or are we going... Oh yeah, get a little bit more. I'm gonna have to wash my hands after this. That's what you want for Prime Day? Stickles? Oh, me too. All the stickles. Yeah, I might have to look at getting some more of these pots. These are fun. I want more stars. Right, we got a little bit of the glitter, so we'll just... Oh, there's one more star. Glitter. Glitter. Alright, I want like one more star. Okay, that's like 4 more stars, but that's fine. I want some stars in this section because it got a bit funky here. Just bring a little bit across there. Yeah, we did get a star in there. In here, in here, in here, and then in there, because that was another mess up area. Just try and use up the last little residue of what's on my fingers. But I think we're good. Right up to the edge of the bird. Because I've kind of not put it everywhere. It's okay if like it's not spread everywhere. Yep, my wallet started crying. Yeah, sorry. I might kind of have to say that this one is fabulous and we all need it, and I might need more. Because these ones, they do come in a few different pots. Ooh, stickles. Ooh, pot. Let's see what we can get. That's not the one I want. You come in another type. Because I put... I want to know... Alright, well, it's coming up. I love that. I love that so much. It was so right. Oh, can you see all the like different little textures? Because it's got chunky and fine glitter as well as the stars. Stickle gel medium pots. That's what we want to. That's what we want. We want to see all the types that are available. I mean, there is the folk art glitterific as well, which is also something that you could, and it does come in bigger bottles as well. I'm pretty sure that's quite similar to this. There we go. That's what I was looking for, is a website that gives me all the options, or at least what I can get here. Yeah. So we got like a pretty blue iridescence asteroid. So that looks like nebula, but in silver. Is that the one that I just used? Yeah, no, that's the moon dust. That's the one that I have already. That's the rainbow one. Dark matter looks cool. I love glitter. I love glitter so much. Galaxy. Mars. Medusa. The end one is moon dust, and then yeah, so that's nebula. That's the one we just did. More golden one. Pegasus. Solar flare, so that looks more like nebula but more gold. Starshine. And chunky. Yeah, Venus. So I feel like these are the sort of things that you wouldn't use a lot of, but they are quite pretty. But yeah, there is also, I'm sure it's glitterific, which is also, but they are much bigger bottles. Yeah, the price of these are a lot more. Glitterific, but it's that same idea, but it's a 59ml bottle compared to a 29ml pot, so it's almost double. But the same idea with that, you've got like the different little chunkies in it, and then this is folk art, but then deco art often do knockoff folk art stuff. So if deco art do a version of this, there might be, and the deco art ones are usually quite cheap as well. So yeah. Yeah, galaxy glitter. That might be the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, as I said, deco art do a variant of it called galaxy glitter. It doesn't look like it's got as much chunkies in it, but might be a cheaper option if you can find that one. Oh my god, that's gorgeous. It's so pretty. I love color shift paints. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Ugh, sparkles. Always pretty sparkles. Yeah, anyway, summary, that's really fun. I don't think it's like a glitter I will use all the time, but I can see a lot of really cute applications for that, and I like how that looks. Alright, now the glitter on my hands is dried enough that I can get the bulk of it off. We do down here. So this is Mermaid's Tail, so it's a lavender and lilac glitter with a little bit of a pink orange shift. It's real pretty, but also, considering the colours of this page, it's going to work really, really well. It's a very pretty stickles. Where these clusters are, we're also going to glitter them, because why not? More glitter. Wash hands and must stand. Yeah, after I finish this, I'm going to go to the bathroom, because I actually need to physically go to the bathroom. So we'll take a little break there. I'll give everything a moment to settle, and then we'll figure out what we're doing, because I suppose I could end stream early. I mean, we're just about done, but we could also start something else or work on something else. I am getting really cold though, and I am getting a little hungry, so maybe we'll just call stream once this is done. It's kind of a good spot to end on. Yoink, 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 and yoink. Also, if you're not happy with something, glitter is the perfect way to kind of cover up, because the glitter reflects, so things get covered up. And you don't look at the details as much because you're too busy being glitterified. That's why we say, if in doubt, glitter it out. Perfection. Hello. I'm not sure. Like, I finished a page. I have to figure out if I'm going to still be coloring or if I am done for the day. And I can't really think because I've got to pee, but I don't want to go and pee and then come back and go, no, I'm going to end stream. That's my problem. It's like, yeah, but now I've got a little bit of glitter over there. What do I add? What do we want to work on? Nah, I want food. I kind of want to go and play The Sims. I've been addicted to it and I feel like I'm done. Like, we've finished this page and I'm like, I'm done. So yeah, sorry that you just walked in, Perfection, but yeah, I think we will be just ending here. You might decide to do Mini Mania. Yeah, I might decide to do something else later on, but right now I want to pee, I want to have food, and I just want to chill and play some game before I go and take a nap before work. Because I got a lot of work to catch up on too. So, because I took all my time off and I've got all the stuff to catch up on from all my time off. But we are all done. I love how that sky turned out. I'm particularly pleased with that sky. I think that looks fabulous. So that was really, really fun. And it's our first page done in here. So that's really exciting. So yeah, we should be back with a stream on Friday, all going well. Oh god, it's so cold. Yeah, all going well, we'll be back Friday. I don't have a lot else that I'm doing this week, so if I get the spoons, maybe tomorrow and Thursday, I may look at doing some streaming. I may not. It just depends how I feel. But yeah, I'm done for today. I'm happy with where we're at. We got all this stuff done, and I love how the page turned out. So yeah. But now I'm gonna go and eat some food, go to the bathroom, play some video games, and then take a nap before work, so that I can be a responsible employee. And yeah, I appreciate you all being here. All the aroha to you all, and we'll catch you all in the next stream. Yeah, hopefully I'll show you how it all goes once it's all dried down. It's just so glittery. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Alright. All of you will take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye!